Am I the asshole for going to Ikea with my girlfriend and then refusing to pay half? My girlfriend, 23F, and I, 24M, just moved in together yesterday. I moved into her apartment that she had shared with her roommate before I moved in. So the apartment was half furnished since her roommate took half of everything. I lived in an incredibly small bachelor-style studio, so the only things I really had was a queen bed, a couch, that she hated, and a TV. We agreed to keep my bed and bed frame since she had a full. She suggested we go to Ikea to restock the house and she was super excited about it. When we got there she filled our entire cart with furniture, kitchen and bathroom stuff. She was asking my opinion on stuff and I was happy to give it, but I saw the bill racking up pretty quickly. She ended up getting so much stuff that I saw as pointless. Like bathroom rugs, a soap dispenser, a dresser even though she has one. She got a second matching beside table for my side of the bed, some art for the apartment and 2 giant rugs. One for the bedroom and one for the living room. And this is just some of the stuff I didn't think we needed. There was plenty more. We ended up having 2 full carts of stuff, and before we even went to checkout she said, "Everything else we can just get on Amazon." I was genuinely in shock. She thought we needed even more than all of this crap. But we went to checkout and just like I thought, the total was almost $1,400. She asked the cashier if we could split the bill halfway on 2 cards and I was horrified. I told her no way was I paying half for all of this. She looked surprised and we quickly began to argue. She told me this was for the both of us, but I disagreed and said I didn't need half of this stuff. After about 5 minutes of arguing and holding up the line she paid and we left. The entire hour ride home we argued, and when we got home I was given the silent treatment after being called a cheap jerk. Am I the asshole here? Update. After reading many of your comments I apologized to my girlfriend and venomed her for the half. But as of now, I am currently in trouble because my girlfriend saw this post. Not from Reddit but from a goddamn TikTok. Currently in trouble again, haha. Thanks for the judgment and making me see the light. You are the asshole. If you thought things were too expensive or too much, the time to say so is while shopping. She was asking your opinion and you agreed to the purchases. Why on earth did you just assume she was paying for everything? And a good portion of what you object to is honestly ridiculous. God forbid she want art or rugs in your apartment, right? We ended up having 2 full carts of stuff, and before we even went to checkout she said, "Everything else we can just get on Amazon." I was genuinely in shock. She thought we needed even more than all of this crap. If you thought that all of these things were unnecessary, why on earth did you not have a conversation about it while you were shopping and not at the cash register? Did you really think that she was going to pay for all of it by herself? This really makes you are the asshole. You are the asshole. You moved in. She's making it a home for you both. If you disagreed with what she was getting you probably had hours to speak up, given the size of Ikea. My husband and I go to Ikea together. Most purchases he asks where I'd this for and we discuss if it's really needed. You seem to have led her on by liking and agreeing to what she was picking. You're not a bachelor anymore. You need to communicate and work in a team. You are the asshole. Mate, you had a bed, a sofa, a TV. She wanted to make you a home. She clearly sees a future for you both even if she has to drag you there. Please don't screw this up. She sounds really nice. Communicate with her better. You are the asshole. Where did you think all of these completely necessary items were going to come from? Info. You don't think you need soap dispensers or bathroom rugs? I don't even understand. Are you trolling? Those are so basic. Edit till that some people just put a towel down instead of using a rug. I legitimately have never met anyone who did that, so I learned a lot today. Thanks Reddit. Info. Where do you store your clothes without a dresser? Where do you place your phone, alarm clock, lamp, and other bedside items without a bedside table? What do you stand on when you step out of the shower without a bath mat, rug? These are necessary items for grown-ups. Crates and such are great for storage when you are in college, but it is time for adulting. You should have paid for all of the costs for the items you specifically needed, split shares needed items, and the each cover, wants, on their own. You are the asshole, and if I was your GF, that would be the end of this relationship. I would rather live with a roommate than a significant other who doesn't cover their expenses. Info. Were you planning to contribute anything to your shared living space besides a bed? Am I the asshole for not wanting my best friend to be my maid of honor anymore? I have a best friend of 17 years and 6 months ago asked if she wants to be my maid of honor and she said a big yes. 2 weeks ago, we had a small gathering with the people who is a part of the wedding to finalize the wedding plans, and that's when I got to know that she's 6 months pregnant. She didn't make an announcement during the gathering or look pregnant as she was wearing a baggy sweatshirt with jeans. Just that she was eating a lot, and one of my bridesmaid teased her if she got a bun in the oven, and she just laughed it off. Later during the gathering, the same bridesmaid teased her and saying, "How amazing your food, baby seems real," while rubbing my best friend's belly, and only to realize that it's an actual baby bump. The crowd went crazy and congratulated her, but at that point, I felt a little uneasy as how she will steal my thunder during the wedding since most 95% of my guests knows her. She then thanked and told everyone that this gathering isn't about her and it's about me, and it will be the same during wedding. After the gathering, I called her and told her that I was upset how she didn't tell me about the pregnancy and how it will steal my thunder during my wedding. She told me that she only planned to tell about her pregnancy nearing to the end of the pregnancy itself, and as of now, only her and her husband's family knows and the people who are at the gathering. She told me that her dress is not tight-fitted and there will be a drape covering front of the dress and it will not show the bump, and I don't have to worry because all focus will be on me since I'm the bride. I felt like she didn't know how I was feeling since she didn't have a wedding like mine. Hers is just a small solemnization with a high tea, and it was a quick one as she always like it close and intimate ceremony. I told her that I don't want her in the wedding as she will steal the show and will definitely look very pregnant walking down the aisle and might not be able to run her maid of honor duties. She told me it's fine and she's just attend as a guest, but told her not even the wedding and I don't think I'm inviting her anymore. She told it's fine by her so she can just get rested before bursting. We both hung up. The following day, few of my bridesmaid told me that they don't want to be part of the wedding after knowing that I uninvited my best friend. I got so furious and asked my best friend why she told everyone that she's uninvited, and she told me, "If you think I told everyone that you uninvited me just because you think I will steal your thunder since I'm pregnant, you're just kidding yourself. They got to know since I met them to plan a surprise hen night for you since I won't be in the wedding, but it seems like you don't deserve any kind of surprises." I felt like she's just creating stories and stirring shits about me. Now, most of my bridesmaids won't be a part of my wedding and they're calling a selfish mean bitch just because I don't want her to steal my thunder. Am I really the asshole? You are the asshole. She tried like hell not to make it about her pregnancy and tried to keep it on the DL for your sake. You made it about her pregnancy anyway. And you were a vicious insane jerk about it, so much so that other bridesmaids backed out. Hard, you are the asshole. Hard and firm, you are the asshole. And for the record, I usually side with brides in these situations. Most of the time, it's your day, you get to invite who you want, covers most asshole transgressions to at least some extent. I was ready to side with you when I clicked on the title. But no, not you. All of this was your doing. You are a tremendous asshole, a terrible friend, and a vicious bride. You are the asshole. Steal your thunder? She did everything possible to avoid taking attention away from you. She didn't announce her pregnancy, she didn't respond when asked about it, she was wearing baggy clothing to try to hide it, and when the group found out she tried to redirect all attention to you. What the fuck else do you want in a bridesmaid? She's trying her damnedest to make you the center of attention at your events. You are the asshole. Your friend seemed to be trying to remain in the shadows with this news, not only for herself but specifically not to steal your thunder. You took away her mo duty and uninvited her from the wedding as a result. Yes, your wedding is your day, but are you gonna escort guests out if they show up pregnant too? I'm glad your other bridesmaids are calling you on this. Could you use the phrase, "steal my thunder," again? That would help. JFC, you are the asshole. And preposterously insecure. And a terrible friend. You are the asshole. Uninviting her was a step too far. She complied with not being the bridesmaid or a guest. What's she supposed to do? Throw you a hen party after being uninvited? You sound immature and insufferable. I wouldn't want to be your friend after this, much less your bridesmaid. You are the asshole. Who are you? Monica Geller? She accused Rachel of stealing her thunder the night she got engaged. She's been your best friend of 17 years. No one is going to be making her pregnancy a big deal at your wedding but you. Get over yourself. You are the asshole seems like the one who made it all about pregnancy is actually you, Op. You uninvited your best friend of 17 years because she's having a baby. Of course the other bridesmaids were going to find out, and it's good that someone is trying to hold you accountable. I can understand being concerned that she may not be able to perform her duties if she'll be 7 months plus along, but that should mean asking her to step into a bridesmaid role or attend as a guest. This just seems cruel and like an insane reason to potentially ruin a lifelong friend. Bridezilla alert. You are the asshole, and the best part is that indeed, your thunder was stolen, and it wasn't because of anything anyone else did, it was your shocking behavior on display. When anyone speaks of your wedding for years to come, what you did to your former best friend will be attached to the story. Am I the asshole for demanding my daughter's stepdad to pay for every toy I bought that he threw away? I am 36, divorced my ex-wife 3 years ago, we have a 6-year-old daughter together. My ex-wife got remarried recently to this guy named Aaron. He's 2 years younger than me and he and my ex had a LDR. I had some concerns about that specifically because I really believe that my daughter and Aaron didn't take enough time to get to know each other. So anyway, I went on a business travel that lasted well over 8 months. I stayed in contact with my daughter, but I didn't know that every toy I sent her since I went away was taken and dumped by Aaron. Now I didn't know the full story. All I knew was that my daughter didn't receive any of the toys I've been sending her for the past few months. I further investigated and found out that Aaron was responsible for the disappearance of these toys for some unknown reason. I came back last week and I had a long discussion with my ex-wife about it. Turns out Aaron admitted to her that he threw away every single toy before my daughter even saw them. My ex-wife mentioned something about Aaron struggling with a mental disorder and some of the toys had triggered him. When I spoke to him, he said that it's his house and he had the right to decide what is and what is not allowed in it. I got so mad we had a big argument when we started screaming at each other. I told him I expect him to pay me for each and every toy he threw away or I'd take his ass to court. My ex-wife urged me to leave, but I told her I'm not letting this go. She called my family asking them to get me to drop it because, again, Aaron is going through mental health issues and cannot a. Be held responsible for some of his behaviors and b. afford money to pay me back for the toys because of medical debts. My family said they're just toys that my daughter didn't even know about, and said that clearly Aaron's dealing with some stuff and I should be more sympathetic to mental health struggles since they're real. I said I won't let this go and that his issues aren't my issues. Though, my family are known to side with my ex-wife just to keep the peace and I'm sick of it. She's begging me to let it go still, but I refused. Not the asshole, and I wouldn't let the issue drop either. Not so much about the toys and the money, but more about his actions being a huge red flag for the home environment your young child is in. I would wonder in what other ways he is alienating your child from you or what's to come in the future as she gets older. I would inquire also if he is getting help and therapy for his mental health issues that everyone seems to be using as an excuse for his behavior, and wonder what other types of issues are happening in your child's main home environment. Not the asshole. But you have bigger issues here than toys being thrown away. This guy is sabotaging your relationship with your daughter, and potentially causing irreparable damage. You need to see about adjusting the custody arrangement so that you spend more time with your daughter. However, if you have a job that requires travel for months at a time, that is going to be a hard sell. You might want to consider some sort of change in your employment that would allow you to have more stability in terms of being a father. I am also concerned that your ex has married a guy with mental conditions that impact his judgment and his actions. Keep an eye open to make sure that your daughter is not in any danger. Good luck. Not the asshole. That's destruction of property, and it was not his property. It was your daughter's. What kind of monster throws away a child's toy just because it makes you upset? Not the asshole. It's not just a dollar issue. He is trying to sabotage your relationship with your child. He's a serious awe. Talk to your divorce attorney. As someone with chronic mental health issues and autism, they can explain why we act some ways, but they are never an excuse. He acted out of order and should remunerate you. It sounds to me like he was trying to remove you from the picture. Not the asshole. Info. Are you planning of fighting for custody of your daughter as well as for the money? Take him to court. Also, if the stepfather has such bad mental health issues that he gets triggered by toys, doesn't know what he is doing, then maybe it isn't safe for your daughter to be around him either. What if he is triggered by her? Sue for full custody. Bet those mental health issues go away real quick. Adding to say that I take mental health and those suffering from any mental health issues very seriously, but the stepdad sounds like a douche and making up excuses to be a dick. He shouldn't be throwing stuff out that he can't afford to replace. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for not inviting my adoptive parents to my wedding? I, 30F, am getting married to my fiancée in May. I was adopted when I was a baby and my adoptive parents, 50s, did their best to raise me and support me through college. We always had a good relationship and I obviously love them. When I was 23 I decided to search for my biological parents, and long story short they were teenagers, 14, when they had me. They are still together and they have 2 more children. They said they wanted to keep me but they couldn't raise me so they decided to put me up for adoption. The thing that really hurt me was that in my childhood and teenage years they tried to contact my adoptive parents and have a relationship with me, but my adoptive parents refused. When I confronted my adoptive parents they said that they were afraid that I might prefer my biological parents, so they tried to keep them away. I was hurt and disappointed and decided to go low contact. Over the years we managed to build a better relationship but it's not like before. So, for my wedding I decided to ask my biological father to walk me down the aisle and he obviously said yes. When my adoptive parents learned it they were hurt and said that their worst fear had come to reality and if I insist to put my biological parents before them then I shouldn't invite them to the wedding. My answer was that they are not invited then. Since then all my adoptive family are calling an asshole. So am I the asshole? Sorry for any mistakes, English is not my first language. Minor update. I talked to them and suggested that both dads could walk me down the aisle. My adoptive parents refused because they say that they did all the hard work and they shouldn't have to share this spot. I told them that I will give them a couple of days to think about it. Edit. Ages. Congratulations. You are the number one. You are the asshole of the day. What you could have graciously and thoughtfully done was have both sets of parents walk you down the aisle. Your birth parents gave you up. They didn't ask for an open adoption and all the rights that come with it. Shame on you for discarding the people who chose you for biology. You are the asshole. You have put 2 people who couldn't take care of you and raise you ahead of the 2 people who actually did. You are the asshole. Big time. Your parents raised you and loved you. They took care of you when you were sick or sad or having a bad day. They had the right and the responsibility to keep you safe from all outside forces that might bring you harm. Your birth parents gave you up for adoption because they wanted you to have a better life than they could provide. You got that. When you give a baby up for adoption you don't get to change your mind when the kid is a teenager and decide you now want to be in their life. If they wanted to be a part of your life they should have chosen an open adoption. Your parents did what they thought was best at the time and you have punished them for being true parents. Hi, adopted person here. Yes, your adoptive parents did make a mistake, but please try to remember that everyone isn't perfect. Maybe include both sets of parents in your wedding, even if you just invite your adoptive parents to be guests, and let your adoptive parents know that you need time to forgive them for what they did. You're right to feel hurt, but replacing them completely with your biological parents isn't right. Edit. It seems like you're choosing your biological parents just because they're that. Many people have toxic relationships with their biological family, which is exactly why blood shouldn't matter. Your biological parents shouldn't get to have a consolation prize for putting you up for adoption and not doing the hard work that your adoptive parents did. Wow, I can't believe no one else is saying this, but not the asshole. People who adopt children expecting eternal gratitude are fucked up. And it's fucked up to keep you from your bio parents. And it's fucked up to sulk at you for wanting to include said bio parents in your wedding. I'm not saying I don't understand them having some hurt and confused feelings, but adopted kids don't come from nowhere and pretending they do results in this kind of mess. Biofamily is part of what you take on when you adopt and it's normal that many adopted kids want contact with that biofamily. Their attitude is outdated and misinformed. I'm sorry you're going through this op. Good luck. You are the asshole. Show some gratitude. Why is your adoptive parent's sin bigger than your bio parent's sin? You forgave them for abandoning you, but yet you can't forgive the adoptive parents who thought they were losing their daughter, which they kind of did as soon as the bio parents decided to make an appearance. Your adoptive parents cared for you and loved you your whole life, and this is how you are thanking them. Awful. This sub is not equipped to handle the realities of what adoption is. You are getting some very cruel comments because people simply don't understand. Don't take it to heart. Not the asshole. Your adoptive parents denied you the opportunity to know your biofam because they were afraid you'd like them more? That's infantile. They said if they didn't get pride of place they'd rather not be invited? Way to be passive-aggressive. If they're that upset they could just reject the invitation, but they've turned it around so they could make it your fault. They're reaping what they've sown. They didn't want a child, they wanted a fashion accessory. Invite them. If they choose not to come, whatever. If they come and make a scene, don't speak to them again until they initiate a sincere apology.